Okay, let's complete section 5.3 by taking a look at long division. One of the worst days in elementary school mathematics might have been the day they introduced this kind of thing where multiplying was one thing, dividing was just so much, it was a quantum leap more difficult than multiplying. Anyway, what we do with polynomial division is very similar to what we do with numbers. With numbers, what we try to do is, okay, I got to fit this 25. I got to fit this guy into 13. No, I can't do it. How about 134? Yes, I can. In fact, if I choose a multiplier of 5, I get 125. Remember this jive? And you're supposed to subtract. And in this case, you get like 9. You bring down the 8. And you keep cruising. Okay? With polynomials, it's similar. The move is, yeah, you got to choose a multiplier. You're going to put a multiplier here. You're going to multiply each term here. And whatever you get, you're going to subtract. Just like here, 5 times 25 is 125. This guy right here, 5 times 25 is 125, and then subtract. We do the same thing here. Now here's the thing. These are the basic steps right here. Select your multiplier, multiply with your multiplier, subtract, and if you have to, repeat. Finally, you write out your final answer. Okay, so the main thing is, how do you select your multiplier? To select your multiplier, I think I'll choose green. Believe it or not, I figured out how to do green, I think. Okay, so the multiplier is the guy, question mark, that you have to multiply 2x by, okay, to equal 6x squared. That's all there is to it. You got to pick the guy that multiplies 2x by to get 6x squared. If you're visual like me, you might write question mark, okay, I'm going to use that guy, times 2x. How do I get to 6x squared? Okay, so it's like, okay, what thing do I multiply by? Well, look at the numbers first. Look at the numbers first, okay? 2 times what is 6? 3. 3 times 2 is 6. I see the x's. I need another x. Do you see how that's worked out? So that's the big part of this. I have to figure out the very first step. I got to figure out what the multiplier is. If I can do that, the rest is mechanical, okay? So you have to do something like that. Some people think, well, I was taught to go 6x squared divided by 2x and reduce it as 3x. Okay, that works too. You can divide to figure the thing out. So the dividend, they call it, divided by the divisor. We're looking at the lead terms here, right? Okay, so we've figured out the first multiplier, and we put that guy upstairs, and we would write 3x. Notice where I put it. I put it above the 5x. That's just to make things nice and neat. All right. Okay, so the x's over the x's, it helps me keep track of things. So, okay, here's the thing. What do we do next? What did we do with the 5 over here in the number land? We multiplied the 20 and the 5 by it to get 125. Well, we take the 3x and we multiply the 2x by it and the minus 3 by it and put that in the parentheses. So you got to think, well, some people like to see this. Okay, I'm really taking 3x and I'm multiplying 2x minus 3 with it. That's what you're going to do. Distribute it this way, or you can see distributing this way. So usually people go, okay, 3x times 2x is 6x squared. And then 3x times minus 3 is minus 9x. Okay. All right, we're making some progress. This is done correctly. This is how it's done with polynomials, right? We're mimicking long division. The next step, okay, so we multiplied with it. The next step is to subtract. So you see this subtraction thing, you can kind of mentally do it. Watch this. If I mentally do it, I'm going to go 6x squared minus 6x squared, cancel. Okay. 5x minus a minus, that's hard in my head. Maybe I should do it a different way. Oh yeah, I remember. Subtract is if you're subtracting polynomials. Remember how that goes? You change their signs and then you add. You change their signs And so you're adding the opposite. Look, it's easier to see. 6x squared minus 6x squared cancels. Look at this. 5x plus, right here, I'm looking. 5x plus 9x is 14x. There you go. Drop down the next term, just like we did with the 8 over here with long division, and you have to go after it again. In long division, you choose another multiplier. Maybe it's a 3, and you get 75, and you subtract, and you get whatever you get. It looks like 23 in this case. Over here, we have to do the game of what's the new multiplier. Okay, so change this back to red. Okay, so we have to go plus, okay, what's the new guy? All right, the new guy. What do I multiply by? So this time, if you don't mind me erasing, well, I won't erase. I'll put it way over here. So what do I multiply this time 2x by? This time to match what? Oh, it's a new guy right here, 14x. So I have to figure out, we have to, everybody, the American country has to figure out, what are we multiplying by? All we need is a 7. Do you see that? That's our next multiplier. It's a 7. So we write 7. And we take that 7, let me erase these lines. And this time we take that 7 and we distribute through with it. And when we distribute through with it, we're going to write it here and subtract again. Okay? So 7 times 2 is 14, but there's an x. And 7 times minus 3 is minus 21. It's quite the process, isn't it? All right, so what we'll do is I'm going to subtract, and double subtract is plus. That is minus a minus, so I'm adding this stuff. These cancel. I've got minus 2 and plus 21. Do you see that? Minus 2 and plus 21 is 19. All right. We are done dividing. Take a look again at the long division with numbers over here. We did 25 divided into 1348. We got 53, and down here, remainder 23. So how do we write our answer? Typically, we write quotient, which is 53. Now, we typically don't write this, but I'll put plus remainder over the divisor. So we'll go plus for now, 23 over 25. So in arithmetic, we'd say 53 and 23 25ths. Polynomials, same thing. We would say, once we've done division, we would say 3x plus 7 plus remainder 19 over divisor 2x minus 3. Okay, so we repeated, and now we wrote out the final answer. So that is an elaborate way of going after it, but it is indispensable in mathematics. Dividing polynomials is very common. We do it. We have to do it in a lot of cases in calculus, just, because you're trying to do a problem. And it's like, oh, it'll be simpler if we divide it, kind of thing. So pause it, stare at it, but I'm going to scroll down to save time on the tape. These are more elaborate steps, okay? So when I say find the multiplier, that means you got to find a monomial. It has to multiply with the first term in the divisor to produce the first term. It has to match. So up here, we had to have this happen. We had to have this happen. They have to match the lead term in the dividend. Then you write it over the so basically, I won't go through them all again. Save time. You can read this, but these are my notes for how to do long division. So what I've given you are a couple more problems to do here, and that's it for the end of this tape. If you want to see me do one start to finish, fine. If you know what you're doing, then just go ahead and do it, and then start the video again. But anyway, here we go with this one. So we're going to actually be able to write the answer, what that's equal to. In fact, I'll put it in this space above. But right now, I'm going to do the division. So 2x minus 3 is to divide into 8x squared plus 6x minus 25. My first multiplier, I have to match, I have to times, okay, I'll put the box here. I have to multiply here and here, but I need to produce the 8x squared. So it's making me think that maybe what I need to multiply by is, to get the 8, I need a 4, and to bump up to x squared, I need an x. So our first multiplier is 4x. When I multiply 4x times 8x, let me get rid of this. When I multiply 4x times 2x, I get 8x squared. When I go 4x times minus 3, 4 times negative 3 is minus 12x. I surround it and I subtract. But when I subtract, I change their signs and I add. Okay, so 8 minus 8, goodbye. But here I have 6 plus 12 is 18x minus 25, and I'm ready to go around again. Okay, what's the new multiplier? This time I need not 4x, but I need to multiply by something so that 2x turns into 18x. Looks like that something should be, I don't know, 9, because 9 times 2x is 18x. So I write plus 9 up here. I go 9 times, because that's going to be, the quotient's going to be a little binomial, right? So 9 times 2x is 18x. 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. And we subtract again. Best way to do it is change the signs and add so that I don't get confused. 18's disappear. We're looking at minus 25 plus 27 is 2. We're ready to write the answer. You ready? So the answer we'll put above turns out to be, it's good to see it written, this thing is equal to, you know, quotient, which is 4x plus 9, plus the remainder, which is 2, over the divisor, 2x minus 3, and there you go. The answer goes like this: quotient plus remainder over divisor. Do you see the arrows? That's how you come up with the answer. One more to do here. Okay. So in this looks easier. So let's do it. So b minus 2 going into 2b squared plus b minus 8. Okay, I think I did this one on the left as my thinking was, I'll do this example, you guys do this one. You should really pause it and try it, and then I'll explain it to you. So here we go. The first multiplier should be something that I multiply by so that I get, in the parens here, 2b squared. So I need to multiply b. Looks like I need another 2b to make that happen. So 2b goes up here. Because 2b times b is 2b squared, it matches. Then you do have to go 2b times a minus 2 is minus 4b. With enough practice, you guys will do this kind of quickly. I know it's pretty horrible, but, you know, long division is what it is. Some stuff we do in math is yucky. Anyway, subtract here, add here, okay? So that cancels. So we're adding the opposite on this stage. Looks like we get a 5b here. Drop down the 8. Okay, we need one more multiplier. That multiplier should be, in order to match the 5b, we need a 5. 5 times b is 5b. Okay, so we write up here plus 5. All right, so, and then we multiply 5b. 5 times b is 5b. And 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. All right, don't blink or you'll miss it. We're going to add the opposites. That helps us. These cancel. They always cancel. The first term should always cancel. Here we got minus 8 plus 10, so we get a 2. So now we're done because we can't go any farther. And let's write out the answer here. Okay. It is equal to 2b plus 5 plus the remainder 2 over the divisor b minus 2. We've had a lot of fun here. This is a kind of a longer video. I'm going to end it now, but you can study this and the mechanics of it. And that's pretty much it for section 3, except for practice, practice, practice. Okay, you guys, we will talk again.